We've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to claim thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, well, just click the link below and start your simple free check.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. Robbie, 2-2 draw. Oh, this could be quite a low scoring player rating, starting with our goalkeeper who, hey, I'll let you talk about David Raya.
Yeah, it's poor today, man. Like, remember that one in the first half where he just passed it to a player? He didn't seem switched on today, lack of concentration.
Wasn't catching a crosses.
Wasn't catching his punching. He was just like, that weren't David Raya in goal today. That weren't Raya. You know what I mean? I don't know who that was in goal today. Imposter, right? 3 out of 10.
Wow.
Poor game, poor. 4 out of 10, 4 out of 10. No, 3. He conceded 2 goals. The second, it weren't his fault, that second goal. I know you heard some people saying, oh, he's positioning. He positions like that every single game. No one moans. Because Saliba's are supposed to get the ball and switch it out to him wide. But he messed up.
That's funny, because as I was walking up here, the fans were saying, why was he not on his... I said, do you know, Ryan does this all the... He plays...
Ryan plays like that all the time. It's the defender's fault.
Yeah, okay.
But it's still a 3. He's poor today.
Fair. During Timber?
5 out of 10 today. You saw a guy there just managing his game, coasting through it, making sure that he didn't get injured.
Yeah.
There was that time in the first half where he looked like he went on his ankle. I was like, get him off straight away because he's vital for next week.
He is.
But I'll give him a 5.
5. Standard 5. Okay. Centre back pairing start with William Saliba.
Yeah, that's a 3 as well. You know what I mean? Like under no pressure. He just literally put, and he'd done it before as well. He'd made a error like that. No, come on, you're a top class player, man. You're better than that. He would feel very embarrassing there tonight. He's still a world class player in my books, but tonight he weren't on it. And when you're not on it as a professional, when you drop your levels, you only have to drop it 5%. And this is what can happen because you're playing in the Premier League against Premier League players. 3 out of 10.
I need to ask you then. Concerned? Because I would be. Because Real Madrid, you would say he got to be highly focused, but he did the same against Real Madrid.
No, I'm. You know what? In a way, it could be a good thing that's happened.
Okay.
Right? Because the Real Madrid one, again, he switched off. He's like got caught up in the moment, excited, made a stupid mistake. Maybe these 2 mistakes is a good way of the manager just remind him, say, yo, bro,
brother.
Don't think.
There's
a lot of players in that team like that tonight, where the manager just sits them down and says, yo, you think you're big? Look at this. Look at this. Fix up for the big game next week. But 3 out of 10 tonight.
Get you in the dressing room, boy.
No, it's true though, isn't it? You know, because what I saw tonight was players that just thought, they're just thinking PSG. What about tonight?
Yeah.
Be professional.
It's true. It's true. Let's go to the other centre back, who was phenomenal, Kiwior.
Yeah, he's my man of the match today. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he played really well. He scored a good goal, even though they're defending a wheel, they're marking and that. But great header.
Yeah. Really good header.
He made that clearance from Eddie, which was an unbelievable
Did the
clearance.
splits?
Yeah, he played really, really well. He by far the man of the match for Arsenal today. A very, very good performance by him.
Your player of the match is Kiwior. Could you guess who they gave the player of the match to out of both teams? It wasn't, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was told Mateta. Which I'm surprised about that because he weren't on the pitch long. It was a great goal, but he did cause problems when he came on. But to me, I would have given it to Kiwior. I thought he played well today. He made, as I said, clearances. He scored a goal. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely man in the match from both teams. Well in my books.
Well said, because I just thought I haven't seen a player come on for a short time and then get a player of the match. So
that's madness because it weren't like Kiwior. He scored a goal. And he made vital clearances. He was the one player that was on it.
Yeah.
But why is that? Because he knows his place is not guaranteed. He knows that if he comes out here tonight, puts in a poor performance, maybe the manager might say, boy, maybe I'll put Ben White in. But you know what I mean? That's the difference. Saliba knows his things are guaranteed. Raya's guaranteed. So they're ramping around.
Miles Lewis-Skelly, Robbie.
Yeah, 5. He's, you know what I mean, like, again, just managed the game, didn't he? You know, a couple of times he tried to drive forward, but just managed it.
Okay, Thomas Partey?
I thought he was all right today as well. I'll give him a 7. Played well, you know what I mean, was trying to be positive, but yeah, 7.
Declan Rice?
Quiet by Rice, another player just managing the game. Like, you
played
know,
a lot of minutes though. He played pretty much the full.
Surprised he played the full 90, but he just kept himself out of trouble, didn't he? You notice he didn't really hit nothing. Rice that's what he did tonight. He just kept himself out of trouble. He just kept a low profile. It's a bit like your I don't know. You're in a.
You just gotta keep.
You know, like boxers sometimes in boxing,
when they just.
and then they've got like a warm-up fight. That's what like Declan Rice was tonight. Just jab, 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 jab,
Just
jab.
keeping them, keep at the end of the
yourself
jab.
out of trouble,
Yeah.
and then it's like a boring, end of a 12 rounds, and I mean that was
points,
yeah. So yeah, 6.
6. Okay. Our captain Martin Odegaard.
He had a nice little delivery for the goal.
Yes.
Which was a good delivery for the goal. So he got an assist for that.
But
Apart
still
from that, though,
he's still been a bit sloppy.
very, very sloppy today, giving the ball away. Again, when I see players give the ball away under no pressure, that's when I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's on
it can
Arsenal.
happen once, but he was very sloppy all game. And he weren't running around with no intensity. We know how he plays. We weren't doing none of that. I get it. I understand it. But we've thrown away twice we're in the lead tonight.
I know.
I'll give him a 6.
You say you get it, you understand it. For us as fans, we get it, but players shouldn't have that. They shouldn't have
You've
that
got to be
much.
more professional.
Yeah.
You've got to be more professional. I don't expect him to be sprinting around like what we know he's going to do next week. But a little bit more, man.
Okay, Gabriel Martinelli.
Poor today, I thought, as well. You know what I mean? Like, didn't beat his man once. So he's been doing very, very well recently. But today, against that back 5, he found it really difficult. I'll give him a 4.
Trossard.
Yep, scored.
Yep.
Looked lively in the
us for a
first
while.
half. I think in the second half, he seemed to be really like playing in midfield.
Yeah.
But I'll give him. He scored. Looked dangerous and most dangerous of the forward players. I'll give him a 7.
7. Okay, yeah. Raheem Sterling.
Poor, man. Poor again.
It's not good, man.
No confidence. Doesn't go past players. It's just a shell of himself right now. It's just sad to see because he's been a great player in this league.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's up with him, man. Like, his confidence is gone. That's a 3.
Yeah, we had this conversation on a watch long. Like,
Completely gone.
He's a Premier League great in some aspects, but then you see it the way he's going out. It's actually sad to see.
Sad
it really
to see
is.
at the moment. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he can recover from it. Maybe he can, but he's just having a shocking season.
Okay, let's run through some of the subs. We'll start with your boy, who was actually rested, but I couldn't believe it. And you weren't. This is like you was pulling out your hair and everything, but Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, he came on and he just like kept himself out of trouble, innit? As I said, just
dodging, just ducking. And
5.
Ethan Wanyeri.
5 as well.
There was one other. I think it was a defender. Let me check.
Kieran Tierney.
Kieran Tierney, I think the last
5.
one. Yeah.
I
They didn't really have
that
much.
was
I know there's only
yeah.
3 subs. Only 3 subs.
I would have liked to have seen him bring some of those kids on. I get it, right? So you don't want to lose the game at that stage, but if we're going to play like this in between the games, and I understand it, I want to see more of the youngsters playing, where it really does mean something to them. Because tonight you could see those players, they weren't on it, man.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think,
Yeah.
if you're going to take it serious, or like you said, play players that will really go for it. Let's go to the referee today.
He did a decent job, you know what I mean? I think, I'm not seeing it back, but it did look to me like that ball was out. 7.
Okay, Mikel Arteta, Robbie.
I'd probably give him a 6, you know what I mean? Like, disappointing.
Got to reinvigorate the players,
It's difficult for the manager because, he's got one eye on it with his, and so are the players. But then I think for the other games, he needs to mix it up. Play some kids, play some people who really want it.
Yeah.
They didn't want it, a lot of those players tonight. They wanted it, but they weren't prepared to do what it took to get it. And I understand, and I don't understand because, I wanted to see a bit more intensity. It's a full house in there today. People were talking about, it's going to be empty. The usual rubbish you hear before these games. It weren't. It's full house in there, like a couple of empty seats, maybe. Fans,
So what do you give the fans then?
The fans today, I'm going to give the fans a 7 because they turned out. The atmosphere weren't great, but then what would they weren't really served that much to get inspired about.
Fair.
And they've also got one eye on. Everyone's got one eye on PSG.
I just spoke to one fan. He said I was emotionally preparing myself to not going to exert myself too much today because they're working for Tuesday.
Everyone's got one eye on Tuesday. I understand it, but I expected better.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Robert, for your ratings. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Give us your ratings. Like the video on your way out, and we'll see you on that big game everyone's talking about. We'll see you then in the Champions League.
Turn up now.
Yeah, amen.